and welcome to the Media Center at the 2025 HSBC Women's World Championship. I'm joined here by 2025 champion Lydia Ko. I'll ask a couple questions and open it up here. Lydia, this is your 23rd LPGA Tour victory. Can you just describe what this week at the HSBC Women's World Championship meant to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I think when you come to the same tournament, the same kind of venue, you get to know the people here, and I've made some great friendships, and some junior girls that always come with signs with my name on it, and they truly make it very memorable. And sometimes I've had good weeks out here, and sometimes I haven't played so well, but regardless of whether I'm teeing off number 1 or 10 and what time, they're always there for me. And I think that's been the special thing about this event. And obviously this one is called the Asia's Major, so to kind of add an Asia Major to my major collection is really cool. But yeah, overall it's just been a fun week, and I think I just focused a lot on myself, and I think that was the big key on winning this week.
And can you just talk about your emotions and what was going through your head, especially on that back nine today?
Yeah, I just wanted to play steady. I started off really consistently, hit a lot of greens, and I think that was going to be the big key. I knew that Gino and Charlie hit it much further than me, so the distance wasn't going to be to my advantage. But as long as I play steady golf and just give myself good looks for birdies, I felt like some of them were going to drop, and making my first birdie on 6 and having 3 in a row was definitely good momentum going into the back nine. And the good thing about getting the pin positions the day before, you can kind of gauge which holes are playing a little tougher and easier. So I felt like today was going to be nobody was going to shoot an ultra low score. So as long as I had a number in my mind and just focused on that, that was all I could do, and I did that really well, and I think I'm really proud of that.
Last question from me. You have a gorgeous thing around your neck. Can you just talk about that and what that's a special piece here at the HSBC Women's World Championship and what it means to receive that?
Yeah, it's this necklace is part of the history here, and obviously there's been so many amazing winners. You can kind of see on the steps when you come up to the clubhouse, and to kind of add my name to that is very special. And this necklace is part of this event, and the cool, I guess, perks of winning this event. And it's obviously a very memorable piece. I'm not known to be the most stylish or person, so it's a little bit of flair, but I'm just very grateful for this amazing opportunity and everybody involved to kind of make this experience always at a very top level for us.
All right, we'll open it up now for questions. Please raise your hand and a microphone will be brought to you. In the front here.
Hi. When you made the birdie on the 16th hole, was that when you realized that you would achieve your dream?
It was a long putt, and my big goal was just a 2-putt, and I honestly didn't think it was going in until it literally lipped in. And yeah, those things, when those kind of things happen, you feel like, oh, maybe it is, maybe it is going to be my time to win the event. But with the 16th being a reachable par 5 and a couple good holes to finish, I didn't really want to get too ahead of myself and just kind of focus on how I was going to approach all of the holes coming in. But yeah, definitely nice to hole a really long one and kind of give myself a little bit of a cushion. And it's the length where a 2-putt is not automatic, but to be able to hold that one, it's almost like a 1.5 shot swing for me.
Any other questions here? Yeah, in the back.
Yeah, you obviously just talked about that insane 40-footer. Can you talk about how you met that? So long.
Yeah, I actually hit that putt a few times, a similar putt a few times in the practice round, and I remember I hit it short, then long, then short, then long compared to where the disc was, and I just kind of walked off the green and I was like, oh, I hope I don't have that, in the tournament round. And I hit it there, and I was scratching my head a little bit, but I was like, I somewhat did practice this putt, and I knew it was going to be right to left, so I hit it, and I knew that it was going to be, decent speed, and I wasn't probably going to have a really long comebacker. But as I was walking, it looked like it was tracking, but I didn't really know if it was going to keep braking or stay straight, and it ended up being perfect. But yeah, that's why I think practice rounds are really important. And even though it is a golf course that I've played frequently, you just want to kind of get a better idea of how the greens are rolling, and with the speed and the slope as well. And yeah, in this case, my bad practice round putts ended up being effective as a good putt in the tournament.
Any other questions for Lydia here?
This is easy. Nice.
Oh, is there one more?
You've come close to winning it a couple of times here, but didn't quite manage to do so. How does it feel to finally get across the line this way?
Yeah, I think I've been in the final group a couple times, and I remember one of the worst one was we hit our drive on the 18th, or we were on the 18th hole and they blew the horn because of thunderstorms, and none of us in the group were gonna win. So that was a very odd experience of knowing that you have a hole and you're the final group out there, and the winner was already set pretty much. I think it was MB that won that year. But yeah, it's because I had that experience, it didn't feel like very new, but there was a lot of people out there, and I think I just kind of rode all the support that they were giving me. And I've had some really poor rounds out here too, so I knew that I know the golf course just really well, and I think that played into my favor that I've been there and done that. So it didn't feel like a completely new experience.
And the weather was pretty brutal, especially over the past 2 days. What did you do to cope with that?
Honestly, the wind was a little bit stronger than we've had in the past few years. So it's hot, don't get me wrong, but I've been here where it's been hotter. So the wind obviously made it a little tougher for us to play, but cooler, physically. And when you're coming over to play these events in Thailand or Singapore, you're expecting it to be pretty warm. So just making sure that I'm energized and conserving my energy is really important. And I kind of kept my practices really short and sharp, just kind of did what I need to and just get out of there. And I think that's such a big key around these tournaments, because it can be really draining.
Right, Michelle?
Thanks. A lot of the players have been talking about the condition of the courts and how it's pristine and perfect. Can you talk a little bit about how you found the course conditions?
Yeah, it's honestly one of the most consistent courses that we play in regards to the conditions. The greens tend to get firmer throughout the week just because of the heat and the wind, but the course is always in immaculate conditions. It's been that way since we've played both courses, so you kind of know what to get here, and it's not like you come and you're not sure if you're going to have firmer greens or softer muddy fairways. So it's really consistent. So in that sense, it's kind of easier to prepare because you've already played it in very similar conditions. And the greenskeepers and the whole team here do an amazing job. We're practicing in the morning, warming up, and you see all of them, in their mowing carts and just driving by, and it doesn't take just a handful of people to make the course in this kind of conditions. It's the whole team and what they do throughout the year to make it look good for this 1 week. And I would guess that if I came here 6 weeks or 6 months later, the course is probably going to be very similar to this. So, as players, we're grateful to be able to play these, championship-style golf courses at very good conditions.
And this is the 17th year of HSBC sponsorship of this event. How important is HSBC to this tournament? Great that such a long-term sponsorship of the LPGA.
Yeah, some partnerships come and go, that's the reality of things, but, HSBC has been one of our longest partnerships, and we're obviously very grateful of their support and their belief in women's golf. And every year they keep trying to elevate it, whether it's the people that are playing the drums to, a cool experience for the fans, and having things like the summit, the talk that like Shen was involved, I think they kind of change it up a bit, and that's why it's such a great experience for everybody that's involved. And as a tour, we're very lucky to have somebody like them support us, not only for 1 year, 2 year, but for 17 years. And I believe that this is a partnership that's going to go for a really long time. And I'm obviously thankful to Kiju, that's currently representing HSBC, and hopefully whoever it is are still have the belief in us. And I'm excited to see it, even when my time is over, to see it on TV and see this event here in Singapore.
Any more for Lydia? Okay. You might need to switch it on.
Hi Lydia, congrats on the win today. You looked really relaxed out there on the course. Was that what you're feeling in the inside?
Yeah, obviously I was nervous. I wanted to play good golf, but I've played with Charlie and Gino quite a bit, over these past couple years, and they are some of my favorite players to play with. I'm impressed just by watching them, and I knew that it was a great pairing, and it was just going to be a fun day out there. All three of our games are very different, so it was important for me to not get too pulled into what they were doing and their decision making. So just kind of focus on my strategy and the course management that I'd set early in the week, and I think I did that really well. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking, but it's also exciting, and it's not every week we get to be in this kind of position. And obviously our goal is to be in contention more and more often, and I think the more times you do that, it's obviously going to happen at some point. So yeah, to kind of have a win this early in the season is great, but it was just a really good pairing, so I knew that I was going to have a fun day, and there was going to be a lot of good golf regardless of what, whether I was going to win or not.
All right. Oh, is there one more question over there?
Dr. Lydia, nice to meet you. Nice putting. What is your routine when putting?
My putting routine, I feel like it's pretty simple and repetitive. I think the biggest key for my putting routine and the setup is kind of putting my left arm down. My tendency is for my left shoulder to get open at setup, so when I kind of drop that left arm down, it squares my shoulders, and that's when I stroke it a little bit more naturally on my arc. So that was meant to be like a practice thing that I started with my putting coach, Chris, but I thought might as well just incorporate it in my actual routine. So I've just been doing that, and I think, that's kind of the start of my grip, and then from there I just kind of commit to it. So yeah, it's simple, but that is probably the most important part.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Lydia.
Thank you. I thought I had like a mic on for a second, because it's like I'm not used to it. Yeah.
Lydia,